Welcome back to Daytime. Now, chances are, like me, you have a cell phone. And like me, you enjoy downloading some fun apps, you know, for those times when you're waiting for the doctor and waiting for something else. But have you ever stopped to wonder, where do those games come from? I kind of have not until today.
Yes.
We have with us Rocco and Andrew, and we're talking about the Great Canadian Appathon. Appathon, I read that and I thought, oh, that's going to be an interesting event, never thinking it had to do with apps. Tell us about this event.
Well, it's a 48-hour event, and we're taking in students from all over the country, and we have over 30 hubs right now where they're going to make their own app within the 48 hours. They're going to be judged. There's a lot of prizes going for this. First place actually wins $25,000. Wow. They also get their own Unity license, which is a video game making program, and they get to come on down to Toronto into the XMG studio where they get to interview for a job, and we're going to help them polish the game and get it ready for the market.
And Andrew, yeah, this specifically we're talking about gaming apps.
Yes.
Where is the gaming industry going as far as, you know, having these mobile apps?
Well, I mean, it's just a low barrier to entry, so there's just a ton of creativity that's just flooding the market because it's so easy to get a game out there.
Right.
So I think in terms of where it's heading, I mean, who really knows with these smartphones? They have every sort of feature you could want on them, so honestly, it's the sky's the limit, really.
Right.
So if you're interested in joining this event, do I need to have some kind of, I mean, clearly I have to have some kind of background. I have to know something, right? So what is it that you need to be able to go to the Appathon?
Well, actually, a motley crew really helps out when you're going for the competition. Having about 2 programmers, you can have an artist join around. Audio is a big thing.
Okay, so you go in as a group?
Yes. Ah. You can go in by yourself if you want to gung-ho it, but if you want to go in with your best friends, that's the best way to do it. And you don't have to have been signed up already. You can still sign up right now and get into the competition.
So this is a 48-hour competition.
Yeah.
So let's talk about some of the challenges. Here you are, you've got this team of all dynamic people, different personalities, and you have to put together a mobile game. Tell us how people go about doing that and some of the challenges working through that.
Number 1, time management. What happens in the regular industry is you have a guideline you're working towards, a deadline, and as you start solving the problems and getting the game out, you're trying to fit one more little piece into it. We call that feature creep.
Okay.
At the Appathon, it's the exact opposite. You're going to have a great idea, and you're going to see what you're pulling out to get it ready onto the device by the competition deadline.
So is everyone sort of all together in this one large room?
Yeah. It's just one computer lab at Carleton is where it's being hosted this year, and it's just everyone is working in the same space, so there's tons of things going on. There's some people who are recording dialogue in the same room that people are coding in. It's
I
just
have visions
a mess,
of people napping under the table every once
that
in a
happens
while.
too, yeah. We've got a separate lounge right next to it with some couches, and I'm sure that those will get used throughout the
As
next
far
2
as where
days.
Canada stands in this particular kind of industry, can you speak on that a little bit? Where are we?
We're doing incredibly well. We are, I believe, 3rd in the world in terms of actual the amount of developers that we have in terms of the presence of the games industry. In cities like Montreal, Toronto, and Vancouver, you've got tons of these 1,000-man studios opening up. There's thousands of middle-class jobs being created by this industry within Canada, and it's an incredible boon to our economy.
I think there are people at home who probably have some really great ideas and think, I think I can do this. Are there some key elements to a really good game?
Yes. Getting the touch controls this isn't a home console game. This is you're touching the buttons, you're seeing a whole bunch of things happening. If it has one little hook, it's a really smart idea. You can get it out right to the market, and it can be a really big success.
Well, you've got an example of one here today. Why don't we have a look at this example, and maybe you can tell us why this one you would consider a successful mobile game.
This is Cows vs. Aliens. We actually, at XMG Studio, have our own little internal Appathons.
Okay.
And we got into small little teams, we made our own little games, and we picked which one was our favorite. This one was it. We spent a little bit more time just polishing it, and it's gone on to iTunes App of the Day, Gizmodo, and a bunch of other sites. And here,
I think my son plays this one, so tell us
Okay.
how it's done.
So start the game off, and you have your cute little cows, and you're just trying to push them into the barn over there.
Okay.
And as you toss in more, you complete a level.
Now, how does it get difficult?
Well, there's the alien. Got to make sure we push him off the cliff. You can even
Okay.
use 2 fingers and really corral them and get
Nice.
extra
I
points
always
like
want to
that.
know, like, what bad thing will happen? Like,
Yeah.
you know, you want to know, how does the game end?
How does the game end? Let's get one more alien. There we go. We'll push him right in, and
And game over
so
like
the
that.
alien
Over.
can't go
So
in.
fairly simple, in the basics of it, but I guess you're looking for that addictive component. Is that
Exactly.
is that what that catch is?
Survival of the old arcade kind of games, and you can play them on your way to work, you can play them on your way to school. If you have a fun little game, this is definitely the place to try it out and show it on a world stage.
One of the more controversial things I think we have seen in this industry over the last little while is tax breaks and financial incentives. Can you speak on that a little bit and maybe why that's not a bad thing?
Well, I mean, it is sort of a short-term loss in terms of some of the tax revenue that you're going to get, but you're establishing these giant companies, and they are creative companies, so it's not really a lot like a factory where, you can just sort of ship up and go somewhere else. There's a lot of names and franchises that are attached to these studios. In Montreal, the Ubisoft studio there has two incredibly successful franchises, both critically and financially.
Right.
So you can't just really sort of shut that down and set it up somewhere else without a big hassle. So eventually we'll get some long-term gains from this.
And we're on the cutting edge here in
Yes.
Canada, obviously, from what you guys are describing. So we're not talking about that brain drain anymore,
No.
where we're seeing some of our people leaving, right?
You think everyone goes down to the south. Now, major hubs are Ottawa, Toronto, Montreal, and the big companies, Google, Disney, they're actually trying to set up shops in the universities right now and to get a hold of all the great artists and programmers. But they can stay right now and make a beautiful living. The best part is the programmers that stay in town, they're young guys. Young guys and girls, and they're actually spending money on restaurants in the local area and actually revitalizes the economy around the studio.
What a great
Interesting.
idea.
So interesting.
Yeah. We should make our own app, like the Daytime app.
Daytime app?
Would you guys help
I
us
like
out?
that.
Because we have
I'd
absolutely
like to
no
push Derek
experience.
into a barn. Like, that could be
Guys, thanks so much for being here.
Thank
Really
you.
appreciate it. It's really fascinating. You can find out more information visiting the website. Listen, don't go anywhere. We're back talking about the Wakefield Studio Tour right after
beautiful
this.
art.